Kunstad, and we are here to show you how to tune your skis at home with basic tools and basic shop equipment. All you need is a bench that is reasonably solid, so it doesn't move around when you apply pressure on it. And then you need some kind of a device that will hold your ski or the board in either the flat position, so where you introduce the base and the base edges to yourself, and then in a vertical position where you can work on your side edges. The first thing I'm going to do is get the brakes out of the way, so I can access the base of the ski, and for that I will use this high-tech brake retainer. So I'll just lift the brake here, and now the brake is out of the way. Now I can turn the ski around and the whole base of the ski is presented to me, and I can start working. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take care of the base. In order to be able to work on a base, of course, I first have to make sure that the edges are smooth. First thing to consider is the base edge bevel, and from the sketch it will be quite obvious that the larger the base edge bevel angle is, the less sharp the edge will be. So for instance, if my edge bevel is 1 degree, my compound angle on the edge would be 91 degrees, and so on and so on. And so we compensate for that by increasing the side edge bevel. And so now if you have a look at say a 3 degree side edge bevel, or what on this sketch is shown as 87 degrees, with a 1 degree bevel on the base bevel, we would end up with an 88 degree compound angle, which is considerably sharp. Generally racers use about half degree of base bevel and 3 degrees or 87 degrees of side angle. Skis that come from factories are usually tuned to 3/4 to 1 degree of bevel and 88 degrees on side edge. To get the correct base bevel, I will use one of these sleeves here. They are color coded for different angles, for different bevels, and they come in a kit that's very inexpensive. I will now choose a sleeve that will give me a 1 degree bevel angle. These are color coded, and they come in all variety of angles from 0.5 to 2.0 degrees on the edge. And the way this job is done, simply I'll put the sleeve on the file. I'll be riding the file on one of the edges of the ski. I'll hold the file at 45 degrees to the length of the ski, and I'm going to just sharpen the edge with this sleeve on. With this sleeve and this geometry, I am introducing a 1 degree bevel angle on this part of the ski, on this edge of the ski. I have made the bottom of the ski, the bevel, to what I desire, and now the edge is completed. So logically, I will take the next step and do the side of the ski. There are guides available for this job. They are color coded. The blue guide is 87 degrees. A red guide would be 89 degrees, etc., etc. My preferred side edge angle is 87 degrees, so I have chosen my 87 degree guide, which is blue. I will clamp my file to the guide, and it is not very complicated. I will have the guide ride on the base of the ski, and I will hold on the file, and as long as everything is smoothly moving and sliding on each other, I am now creating an 87 degree angle on the side of the edge. A very important consideration here is, as you can imagine, the file is going down the edge here, and creates metal shavings. These metal shavings are falling down, and if I wouldn't keep this tool and the base clean at all times, I would be rubbing in the metal shavings into the base, and that is really highly undesirable. And so it's very important to do this job, when doing this job, to go for a short distance and keep everything clean. I will clean the tool and I will clean the base, and then I will continue and clean again and clean the base again. I got my edges sharp now. I have done them with the file, and of course they'll have to be finished with the diamond stone at the end of the procedure. But now it's time to take care of the base. So if the base is very dirty, especially in the spring when a lot of oily junk is coming off the ski lifts, it's a good idea to use a wax remover or some sort of a detergent to clean the base of the ski. If the base is in good shape and it looks like there is some good wax on it, this is a step that would be skipped. So I will just wash the base a little bit, clean it of excessive dirt and excessive waxes. And the next thing I'm going to do is use a fine steel wool to just remove all the remnants of impurities and dirt and waxes. And the next thing I will do now is repair any sort of damage that may have happened by skiing over rocks. So if there is a gouge in a ski, now is the time to repair it and take care of the base so that the base would be ready for waxing. So the next thing we will do is take care of gouges or damage any sort of damage that would happen in the process of skiing. And for that procedure, we'll be using Pitex candles. These candles come in different colors. You can match colors of these candles with the base. For this purpose, I will be actually using a transparent candle because I'm trying to make a point. I would like to explain something that will be lost with a black candle. So I'm going to light this candle using a torch, and I will have a steel scraper on ready for action. What is important is to keep the candle very close to the scraper to starve it for oxygen, because we don't want this plastic to oxidize. We want to maintain a very good quality of this drip, and so we will try and starve it for oxygen. And as I come to the ski, I will also be coming very close to the ski and try to keep the flame blue as opposed to red. And of course it's a little bit red, but that's the best I can do right now. As we are applying the Pitex on the gouge, it is not important to fill up the gouge at one shot. If the gouge is deep, it is a better practice to take a thin layer of Pitex on it, scrape it, wait till it hardens, and then apply it again until we get a satisfactory result. It should be mentioned that this procedure only works when the gouge is within the thickness of the base. The minute that the gouge is so deep that you can actually see what the ski is made of, fiberglass, aluminum, etc., then this procedure will most probably not work. There are other things that can be done, such as patching or welding and so on, but this simple procedure will not be effective. Right. So I'm going to use a steel scraper to remove excess Pitex from the ski. And this is the last time I will be using a steel scraper on this ski. So now we have done all the repairs to the base, and all we need to do now is to finish the base and put some structure in it as a preparation for the wax application. So I'm going to use a very fine sandpaper to finish the base a little bit and touch it off with a very fine steel wool. A scouring pad is an excellent universal tool that you will find very useful at different stages of tuning the ski, from just cleaning the base at the beginning, removing excess wax, removing rust from the edges, and then at the end you can even polish the wax after brushing. From time to time I would be using a steel brush to prepare the base for the wax. This is a very, very nasty, powerful steel brush, something similar to the brush that you use to clean your barbecue. So you can imagine that it can do some damage to your PTEX base. So we very carefully will apply this brush, and that brush will open the pores of the base and introduce a little bit of a structure, because we are doing this at home and we don't have a machine to do the structure with a stone. And this is the last time I will use this steel brush on the ski. I will never again use it, not after waxing, not after polishing. This is only a tool that you use to prepare the base to accept the wax so that the wax can penetrate better. After the steel brushing, it is necessary to remove a little bit of the hairiness that we introduced with the brush. And again, the scouring pad is an excellent tool. If that scouring pad doesn't do the job, then we can go with the fine steel wool or a very fine sandpaper, but the scouring pad usually does the job very well. We have sharpened our edges, we have repaired our base, we have prepared the base to accept the wax. What's remaining now is to remove excessive burr from the edges, both on the side of the base and on the side of the side angle. And for that we use diamond stones. Diamond stones come in different grids. The black one is extra coarse, the blue one is called coarse, the red one is called fine, and there is another one that's sort of yellow, and that's called extra fine, and I find it a little bit too fine and it's not very effective. The advantage of using stones, first of all, is that it removes the burr that we have introduced with the file. Second of all, this is a tool that can be used for a day-to-day sharpening of your skis or your snowboards. It is a safe tool because it doesn't remove a lot of metal, and so it doesn't change the geometry. If you, for instance, had your skis done professionally on a machine to a very precise geometry, if you follow up with a diamond stone on a regular basis, you will keep your edges sharp, and the geometry that was introduced to your ski by the machine will be maintained. For this case here, I chose the blue diamond, which is called coarse, but it's a little bit worn out, so it's actually pretty fine. And I will apply it on the base bevel. Now I will turn the ski and do the same job on the side of the ski. Those of you who don't have the confidence to do this freehand, feel free again to use the guide just like you use with the file, and the effect will be the same, and you will feel safer. But as I said, the geometry of the ski will not be changing by using the diamond stone, simply because the diamond stone doesn't remove any considerable amount of metal. The ski base is prepared for waxing, the edges are sharp, we are ready to wax. Now we have to decide about the wax selection. If we are going to be using the skis for recreational purposes, all we need to consider is the temperature of the snow. And the waxes are color-coded. Waxes for the coldest temperatures are marked green by most manufacturers. The waxes for medium temperatures are blue and sort of pink and red. And then the warm temperature waxes are yellow. the purposes of racing. Of course, there are many additives that are added to waxes that increase the price dramatically, and should be only used when it is a race situation. I have selected my wax for the appropriate snow temperature, and I have also dialed in the appropriate melting temperature of the wax on my iron to make sure that I'm not overheating the wax or that I'm applying enough heat to have the wax penetrate. The next thing I'm going to do is make sure that the base of the iron is nice and clean, so I am not introducing any foreign objects, any dirt, any steel shavings or anything like that into my nicely tuned ski. And I'm going to melt some of the wax on the ski. It should be noted here that there is absolutely no advantage in putting a lot of wax on the base of the ski, because the only wax that is functional is the wax that will eventually penetrate in between the molecules of the base, and all the other parts of the wax will be removed by scraping. And so putting a very thick layer of wax on top of the ski is just an absolute waste of wax, and there is no advantage in doing so. So when I'm done with this, I'll once again clean my iron and put it aside, and I will wait till my base will cool down to ambient temperature. You remember that we used a steel brush to repair the base with P-Tex candle, but that was the last time we used the steel brush. Now that the ski is nice and ready, we will not use that harsh steel tool. We will be using a plastic scraper. Now I need to remove all the wax that I've applied on the ski. I'll have to remove it, and the only wax that is functional here is the wax that has penetrated into the base of the ski. And so I will remove all this wax here. Until there is nothing visible. I will also remove the wax from the edges, and for that I have a little notch in my scraper. And the scraping operation is done. At this point, it's a good idea to talk about different types of brushes. There is almost an infinite variety of brushes, but there is only a few basic sort of categories of brushes, and we might as well discuss their use. You remember from a little bit earlier, we used that steel brush. Of course, we will not touch the ski with that steel brush after the ski has been repaired and prepared for waxing, and then eventually wax. So we'll just put this one away and use it again only at the beginning of the tune-up of the next ski, if the ski requires it.
Tread line 3, tread line
3. The most popular, the most frequently used brush is a nylon brush. This brush will not only polish the wax, but it will introduce a little bit of a structure on the base into the wax, and it's useful in a majority of the cases. Then there is a brush that has a combination of brass and nylon, and this brush will create a little deeper structure into waxes and a little less of a polish. And the other extreme then is a soft hair brush, which will do the polishing job, which will polish the base to a shiny finish. When would we be requiring a shiny finish, and when would we like to have a structure in a base? A shiny finish is compatible with hard snow, where there is naturally air introduced between the base and the ski surface and the snow surface. On the other hand, on soft snow, where there is a potential of creating vacuum between the ski and the snow, it is a better idea to have some method of introducing air between the ski and the snow, so that the vacuum effect doesn't take place. My nylon brush, and brush the base till I achieve the correct structure or polish or whatever I'm after. The only thing that I would stress here is that the last stroke should be in the direction of skiing, and this should be the last stroke right here. And now I'm just going to remove the dust with again my friendly scouring pad, and the ski is nicely tuned and ready for a beautiful sunny day on the slopes. Here's my pet peeve that I would like to share with you. It's amazing how many people don't realize how much damage is being done by improperly storing and carrying skis. If you just consider that when we ski, we put scratches involuntarily into skis, but as the ski is moving down the hill, the scratches are parallel with the ski. It's not a good thing. It is a damage to ski, but it's not half as bad as what happens when you store or transport skis without proper protection. If you have a look at a pair of skis that now has no protection, these skis slide on each other in this direction and introduce grooves or scratches that are across the direction of skiing. This is a damage that's much more serious than the damage that is being done by regular skiing. And it's amazing how simple the solution is. All you need is a pair of Velcro straps. You place the Velcro strap, the rubber part of the Velcro strap where the skis meet, and just attach it. Then you turn the ski around and do the same thing on the other side where the skis meet, and your skis are protected, and you can happily transport them from one place to another, and thus avoiding unnecessary damage to your skis and enjoying your day on skis to the fullest.